But I wanted to show you guys this. This is we're gonna move forward to 5 non-citizens were caught. This is incredible. This is the depths that they're going to get these CDL
This
licenses.
one, I've read a lot of stories about the corruption in the DMVs. This one blew my mind. And at
Yeah.
this point, it's hard to like surprise me by anything going on here. This one is
Right.
interesting.
Well, last time you were on, we were talking about, are people just paying for individual A to be a CDL driver, regardless of even taking the test?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they are still going in, or at least some of them are. I mean, that might be a factor too, but this is a little bit more insight. And this was posted by Libs of TikTok, and some others is circulated around. I'm not sure who originally posted it. It looks like American Truckers actually posted it.
It was a news story that came out.
Okay. But breaking, 5 non-citizens caught using hidden cameras and earpieces to cheat on CDL license exams. Officials say this is happening all over the country. And so it follows up and it says, these are the people who end up driving 18-wheelers and can't read traffic signs. And so this is crazy. I was just blown away by this.
And now we have an exclusive look into a criminal investigation about just that. We've obtained documents about 5 people arrested in Jacksonville. We're showing only the face of the man already convicted. The charges? Felonies. Cheating to get their CDL, commercial driver's license, to drive a truck. Do the men arrested speak English? On the arrest reports, take a look. All requested interpreters. The arrests fall under the Bureau of Criminal Investigations and Intelligence from the Florida Highway Patrol. It's complex.
This is a very elaborate case. It is.
Sergeant Dylan Bryan with FHP says there is now an investigation statewide across Florida. Dozens and dozens of cases, he says. And the cheating scheme centered in Jacksonville.
Put your hand down. All right. Stand up for me.
You're watching now a body camera from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office of an arrest made inside the DMV on Roosevelt. One man arrested, Vladislav Urashik, found guilty of 2 felonies, sent to jail in April for 8 months. Brian calls him above entry level, but not the mastermind. So you're looking for the kingpin?
Always.
So how does FHP say this cheating scheme works?
We were shocked to see the extent that they were going to.
Brian calls it organized fraud. According to investigators, the men went in here, the DMV on Roosevelt, to take the CDL test to drive a truck. But they are rigged up with equipment to get their answers.
And you see the actual apparatus that he's wearing. He has a chest harness that actually holds the phone.
A red iPhone in the harness, and under a t-shirt, you see the hole right there? So he comes in this t-shirt with a hole cut in it.
Yes.
Now watch this. In a video we've obtained from the DMV, this man opening his shirt. Brian says it's kind of like FaceTime. The men sit in front of a computer and wiggle around.
Their body language is abnormal.
Until somebody outside in a parking lot can read the test questions on the screen in English and then tell them through this earpiece in their language. Employees at the DMV
Crazy.
Got suspicious.
Most people don't start to disrobe when they take a DL test.
They're unbuttoning their shirts.
They are, indeed.
So the 5 men arrested so far, that's just the tip of the iceberg?
It is.
This is happening all over the country. Maybe from Jacksonville, we can make a difference.
I mean, I'm speechless. This is crazy. I mean, it's obvious that it's more than just, in my opinion, at least, it seems obvious that it's because there's 5 guys. It's more than just these guys. This wasn't like some individual that just thought of this idea. This is something where people are like, this is how you do it. They're being coached.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that on the last show we just talked about the CDLs and how long it takes the police department to determine if it is a real CDL or not, because those people cheating on the test, they get real, like, legitimate CDLs.
Yes.
And so just looking at it and running it, you don't have any idea as an officer if it's fraudulent, if he cheated on the test.
Right. It's legit as far as the officer sees it. Yeah.
Yep. And so I can only imagine what they're doing with the immigration documents.
Right. Right. Exactly. Because, well, we talked about this before. There was a lady in Kentucky that was issuing just driver's licenses to illegals. Or she wasn't. She blew the whistle and then she got fired for it. And people were using her computer was the story. And it just seems like this type of thing is all across the country. And the other ramifications, in addition to allowing people who don't speak the language, don't respect the rules of the road, don't understand the safety kind of format, like if a emergency vehicle is coming up behind you, how to behave, all this type of stuff. Once you get a license, once you get a CDL, I assume you got to have a driver's license, original one, before you get CDL. Okay, so they're probably, if they're illegal, then they're getting that one first. So this is a two-step, multiple-step process. And once you have just the original driver's license, you can vote in most states, you know, and the narrative is illegals can't vote. But look, if you have a driver's license, you can vote in most states. Some of them don't even require that part. But if you have one, you could certainly vote. So kind of this exposure of the trucking industry exposes so many layers of fraud, is even into our political system and how our leaders, you know, who our leaders become and things like that, or who becomes our leaders, I should say.
Yeah. And I've looked into the voter thing. I'm still looking into it. I have a long list of ones in California that I just want to look up and verify, like, is this actually happening or not? But California, it's a struggle to get in to see. Some states have like those voter registrations and like declared party open, and you can see it. California, not that I found. So if anyone knows, please let me know. But
right.
I haven't been able to find it in California.
Not sure about that. DMF Data Corp says, and who should enforce the rules? And that's something that we talked about a little bit last time. It's, you know, I mentioned I'm a fan of allowing the states to operate as states in the republic. Absolutely. But if they can't communicate, if they can't put all of their information, their database into one thing, which, look, I'm against that too, you know, partially. But when it comes to something this serious, I think there should be some type of federal mandate taking the lead. Maybe it should be the Secretary of Transportation. What's his name? Sean Duffy. Maybe he should head up some. I mean, I
think there at least should be. And Duffy has threatened it, but definitely the states enforcing it. But if they don't enforce it, there should be some kind of penalty. California is the number one state that gets the most funding from the Department of Transportation and the groups or departments under it. There's one program, they get $36 million. And the next state is Texas, but it drops by like 10 million. And so, like, what are they doing with $36 million in transportation other than allowing all of this illegal activity? I don't know. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's certainly a federal crime, which indicates because it's multiple states, right? You know, if you do a felony in 2 states or cross lines, it becomes a federal, you know, FBI's jurisdiction. If you watch movies, at least that's what I understand, you know, but it would have to be some type of federal thing just because of the interstate, the multiple states that these guys drive through, because, you know, they're breaking the law in this state, then they cross the border and they're technically breaking the law in the next state, and so on and so on. And this one dude, Harjinger Singh, they came from California all the way to Florida. I mean, he crossed how many states to get here? I know you don't drive through all 50, but I mean,
and he came, I'm assuming, all the way across 40 and then down whatever into Florida.
Right.
So a lot.
Yeah. I would assume that he probably at some point worked his way down to I-10. I think that goes all the way through Florida, Louisiana. I think it goes all the way into Texas across that whole region. And then I'm sure you probably could, you know, from there, if you're going to Florida or California, you would cut northwest from there and go through New Mexico, potentially Colorado, Arizona, Nevada. I mean, you're talking way in multiple states, so it'd have to be some type of federal thing. But where to start and who to start at, it's pretty crazy to. It goes back to what you said originally. It takes 5 years to hunt these people down.
Oh my goodness,
And
yeah. And it's a lot of people, definitely not industry, but non-industry. They're like, we need to get these things passed in Congress. It's going to take forever. Every rule, regulation, law that we need is in place today.
Mhm.
It's just not being enforced.
Right. And so that would be the first place. And maybe, make it harder for, like Trump, first way of dealing with illegal immigration was to secure the border, stop the bleeding. So
Mhm.
maybe try to figure out how we can just stop the bleeding, start at step one, and then branch out and try to go after individuals or whatever. Kind of just follow the same,
Yeah.
outline of what ICE has taken or whatever, and kind of how they've been enforcing their, our immigration laws. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. There's got to be something though. I do like the idea that maybe we put an ICE individual or 2 or 3 or whatever it is at all of the way stations, because the way stations are essentially the livers of the bloodstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the filters of the roads. And, if you skip a way station, you're immediately getting flagged and tracked down. So you have to stop at the way station. And then once you get to the way station, maybe do more than just, and I don't know exactly what they do there, but I'm sure they look at maybe the person's license, weigh the truck, things like that, try to prevent smuggling of individual people and drugs and just whatever.
Yeah.
But take it a step further and just make it, that could be like the border security kind of stopping the bleeding right there, maybe.
And I think there was one state, I forget who it is, that they were signing a contract with ICE so that they could give their highway patrol the same authority that ICE had. So they could just act as ICE when they came across illegal immigrant truckers. Otherwise, I mean, the state could arrest them, but then they have to wait on ICE to like really do anything.
Right. I got you.
But
I
they do
think DeSantis did something like that in Florida. He like deputized all of the state troopers or something like that, so that they could take people directly to Alligator, Alcatraz, or whatever, rather than going through. I think that might have been Florida. There might be some other states that did that, but William Palmer says they pass the way stations all the time. So start enforcing that. If you pass the way station, you're getting pulled over no matter what. I also heard that the way stations aren't always open, so I'll start operating them 24/7. The big beautiful bill, or so it's called, just granted ICE and immigration enforcement billions of dollars. So I think that would be a worthy place of funding it, and it is related. It's correlated because you're like Harjinger Singh or whatever. He was a illegal immigrant in the country as well. So I think that would be a good place where they should start. I think that would be the number one priority if I was Secretary Duffy. If you enjoyed this clip and you'd like to see more, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow. And you can always catch the show live every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.